Yo, how y'all doing? Hope y'all are doing great on this fine night, on this fine 8:27 type of evening. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm tired right now, but I wanted to sit here and make a video. I'm on here just researching different business ventures, but I just wanted to sit down and make a video with you all because I had that opportunity. Yesterday, I didn't make any content. I didn't make any content because I was taking my sister as well as my girlfriend back to campus. And unfortunately, I'm no longer with them, but I at least went to drop them off, make sure they were good, make sure they were safe, getting my girlfriend from the airport, taking her to school, all that. So they're good, and I just got back today. I actually came back from Durham straight to work, and then I came home, picked up my brother, then came home. So yeah, busy day, but it doesn't matter because we don't make excuses. Here I am. We're back at it on the charts. So I hope y'all like my screen, this little display right here. Just nice and aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what everybody uses. Don't worry, everybody uses. But here we are on the charts. First thing I want to go over, first thing I always go over, at least as of the last few months, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin that I have invested in. I actually invested 400 in it. When was that? Last week or 2 weeks ago? Yeah, last week. After I got paid another 400. So we gonna write this thing out. We're gonna write this thing out. I have a lot of beliefs that I won't talk about it in this video, but I'll say it like this. I have a reason for why I'm investing in it. Simple as that. I'm not gonna invest in something that I don't believe in, that I don't have a reason of investing in it, because this is my hard-earned and well-deserved capital that I'm gonna put into something valuable, something that I believe that is gonna go somewhere, and that I have a projection in my head for it to go somewhere. So that's what I've chosen to do with Bitcoin specifically. But right now, it's pretty much just an arranging situation. We've seen it for the past few weeks go all the way down to 91,000. Even today, 90,000, 89,000 actually, just to come back up to 94. So it's just doing a lot of that up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm expecting some sort of major news once Trump gets inaugurated in the office. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. In my opinion, I believe that we could either see one or two things, right? One or two things. It's gonna be major though. We can either see a major move coming all the way down here. Excuse me. Something all the way down to this area of previous support, which we haven't been on here. What is this? Like around almost 70,000. Shoot. Since October, late October. We can either see a move like that, or we could see a move like literally all the way up here. I believe that we could either see a move all the way down to maybe 75,000 to 70,000, or from the upper end, we can see a move to 110,000. Something like that. Some major news is going to come out of this for sure. And it really all depends on how Trump stands on the whole idea of Bitcoin being used as a reserve. So yeah, we're just going to see. We're looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to that. And just excited about the news what's to come. And I believe that we're going to receive a lot of opportunities within the years to come. To transition though, let's go into gold. First thing I want to go over is the weekly. Weekly, obviously. So guys, I got a lot going on. Got a lot going on for real. I need to take a lot of this off. I just need a clean chart. This is what I really need. I haven't had a clean chart in a minute. So I've just been operating based off of not sloppiness, but just a lot going on. Like, look at this. It's a lot going on, especially looking on the weekly. But obviously we are bullish right now. I have this trend line on the higher time frames. You can better see it on the daily, showing that we have a point A, point B, and potential, I'll call it point C. It broke above. Well, it did reject. It rejected, broke above, and came down, rejected it again, and starting to make a slow move back to the upside. So we could potentially see it breaking this long-term trend line. And that's where I'm going to go to the lower time frames, to the 4 hour. so we can better look at this. Let me take this off, man. Let me take this off. We got too much going on. Too much going on. Too much going on, bro. From the past weeks. Oh my gosh. Clean charts, man. Clean charts, clean mind, clean everything. Okay, let's just clear this thing out. ISO. Okay, so here's what we got. So looking here, we have this area of previous resistance, and notice the amount of times that price has rejected this. Rejected. A lot of rejections here, and we've gotten another one today actually. This move I did not see it. I was in work at the time. I was not locked in. But this was a nice move that you could have caught. I was looking at this earlier, and what you could have done, the best way of looking at this in my opinion to receive the best risk to reward is to go down to the smaller time frames, such as the 5 minute, and start to look at areas of support and resistance, and look at where structure is broken, structure is created, and anything that can play along with your bias, that's what you want to look at. So I'm going to the smaller time frames, and I noticed that we have an internal area of resistance, small area of resistance, and it's respected it twice, 3 times. Indeed, what it did was break above that. So being that we have this short-term trend line right here on the smaller time frames, we have this small area of resistance. Now these lines right here were represented from the 15-minute time frame, something that we could have capitalized from those time frames, from the 15-minute time frame. But it's best to look at the 5-minute time frame. I say that because the risk to reward, looking at it from that perspective. So if we were to see that break and we had this nice bullish engulfing, most likely I would have entered here, being that this is a beautiful breakout of this previous area of resistance. Beautiful bullish candle, barely any wick to the upside. This is just what I'm looking for. We already had this exhaustion right here. Price came back into it, creating this shadow in which it, I guess we could say, it just came into it and just started to make that move to the upside. So right here, that would have been the optimal entry in my opinion. Then I would have had the stop loss below here, because I want it completely out of structure. So all of this is just noise. I want it out of all of this. So I want it to be the placement. The whole idea of the placement is you want to have your stop loss where if price hit it, then the whole trade setup was just incorrect, right? Because let's say if I were to have my stop loss right here, or let's say below this wick right here, oftentimes, and what it could do is, let's say it jumped up but then came down here and made a, let's say a double bottom right here, double bottom, but oftentimes it'll come a little below, but it's still considered a double bottom, being that it can come all the way below here, come below that, hitting your stop loss, but then rejecting it again, coming up to the upside. So I want my stop loss completely out of this entire range, because all this is free game. All this is up for grabs. But if I have it below here, it's all the way beneath the whole entire structure zone. So being below here, if it hits that, then hey, it is what it is. It's out of structure. That's the best placement I can have. So be it. But within here, that's pretty much on you. But to transition from there, this was a nice entry, nice trade setup, and you could have had a nice little exit up here, being we had this result exhaustion. So that would have been clean trade. I was looking at this earlier, and what I could expect is that price breaks above all of this exhaustion, this area of resistance that it's currently respecting. I can see it breaking above it and continuing on to the upside. I believe this has a lot more room to continue going to the upside. This would be my next target, and long-term wise, I would target all the way up here, and then I would target all the way up here. So there's levels to it. I'm expecting it to continue going to the upside, but we're just gonna have to see. It really just depends on whether it breaks or, respects these areas of resistance. But we're just gonna have to see. Going on to GU, I briefly looked at this a few minutes ago, but obviously bearish. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it, and look at it. Bearish. Go down to the 4-hour time frame. Like, there's not much I really need to say. Look at it. You see all that red? It's straight red, straight bleeding. Coming all the way back down here. I'm coming all the way down here. Here's what we have. So I'm looking at this lower high, potential lower high right here. Potential. Now I'm expecting that continuation of the bearish move. It's just a matter of where is the peak going to be. So I don't know if it's going to stop right here and just immediately reject here, or it could create a double bottom. It could come a little that was sloppy, but it could come up a little more, come all the way up here and then make that drop. So it's just a matter of where it's going to stop. Oftentimes this is where the Fibonacci comes into play. You could do it right here, point A, point B, point C, and then I would typically like to target between the 0.5 and the 0.618 zone. That's usually like the best zone, the golden zone. There's different names for it. The golden zone, you got the I don't know. But you got different names for it, right? But yeah, that's where I'm looking forward to. I'm going to the smaller time frames. I looked on the 5-minute. So what I noticed was we had this higher low. But what did it do? It broke below it right here. So questionable. We could possibly see this downward move, being that on the smaller time frames it did break this structure. But we're just gonna have to see. It could definitely come above here and create a lower high before making that move. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna let it cook. I do like this exhaustion on the higher time frames. It's best to watch it and just wait for that 4-hour close. If we do get a close like that, oh my gosh, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see that, man. I would love to see that. Yeah, exhaustion is beautiful. Exhaustion it's just one of those major signs, meaning that in this scenario, those are one of the first signs that you would need to see for that downward move, representing that buyers came all the way here, all the way up here, and sellers brought the price all the way back down. Let me show you here. Came all the way up here, sellers brought it all the way back down, meaning that we have a higher demand for those selling moves. So we're looking forward to that. This is a move I would love to catch during this week. I would love to catch this. I've been in the sidelines, not gonna lie to y'all, for the past few weeks. I'm in traded, I think 3 weeks now. No trades for the past 3 weeks. So I would definitely like to look at this, look to trade this with my fundeds. I got my top tier fundeds ready, locked and loaded. So I'm ready whenever I have the opportunity. I'm gonna try my best to get into this. Another thing I'm looking at is that it's playing as a confluence with this area of previous support. So notice that too. I mean, a lot of things are just aligning. I love that. We also have the 50 MA coming down here. So I love that. I love how it's still above price. So we're still in the bearish market. We're just gonna have to see, look, let it cook, watch, monitor, and get in and take advantage of the opportunity. Lastly, AU. And AU, I have a similar bias towards it. I mean, obviously it's bearish again. Been bearish for the past few months, honestly. Let me see. Yeah. Just been bearish, man. But yeah, like I said, very, very, very similar in the sense that I'm looking for a bearish move, continuation of a bearish move. We have sort of a higher low right here. Now let me go to the lower time frame so you can see it a little more clearly. We have this whole entire structure area right here would be considered a lower high, right? And then we have low, lower low. So obviously bearish. Looking at just basic structure, coming down, coming back up here to retest this previous lower high. So looking at that, I'm still bearish, meaning that I'm still looking for the move to come down here. Price didn't break above it. If it were to break above, then my bias would be a little different, of course, but I'm just gonna play with what price shows. Most times you just have to look at it for what it is. Don't overthink, don't over rationalize. Look at what's in front of you. Simple as that. It's really that simple. Please don't overcomplicate it, because it makes it so much worse. It makes it so much more confusing when it really doesn't need to be. But yeah, going to be looking on these smaller time frames. We do have a higher low right here. So it's still bullish from the lower time frame perspective. I would need to see at least a break of structure. I'm looking for this internal area of support somewhere right here. I would need to at least see something like this break, retest for that continuation move to the downside. But like I said, overall bearish on this move. We do have this exhaustion on the higher time frames. Same thing with GU, 4-hour exhaustion. So I love that. I'm going to put this right here. And, you know, sometimes I'll put in a note like W, meaning watch, potential lower high formation for further bearish move. Alright, bet. And I'm gonna copy that actually. Yes, sir. Put that right here. I'll see it. But yeah, that's what we're looking at for the week. Nice solid Monday. No trades today. No market analysis earlier in the day, but we got it in. We got a video in. I'm glad I was able to provide you all with some knowledge, some value, just another perspective on the markets. So if you're trading the same markets as me, hey, you tapped in, we tapped in, we locked in. Let's have a good week, and I'll catch you on the next video.